Well, hello there. I told you I'd be back, and I'm back. My name's Ken Crow. I'm from Create Change Now, and Conservative Daily Briefing is my website where you can read my stuff, and I also have it at Create Change Now, some of it. Uh, for those of you that are unaware, real quickly, Create Change Now is a super PAC that does activation, simulation, meaning rallies and things like that. And then on the other hand, we also try to get good guys and gals elected to office. So with that said, let's jump into it. And I want to first cover a couple of things that's going on in our nation right now. And I guess I'll take my ear pods out so that I can hear you better if I can. At any rate, today, just not 30 minutes ago, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida signed into law a bill allowing Florida residents to sue big tech, meaning you can now sue Facebook, you can sue Twitter, you can sue all of the others that you want to sue if they are impeding on your First Amendment rights. So, congratulations and hats off to Governor DeSantis. Well done, sir. You're my hero. And if you want to run in Iowa, by all means, come on up. We'd love to have you. With that said, I want to also cover something that's near and dear to my heart that's going on in this country right now. And it's being driven by the liberal media. And that is the very obvious. I mean, this is so obvious, it's sickening. The biasness towards the Palestinians and the Gaza Strip and the anti-Semitism that started transpiring in America. Guys, we're better than this. We don't need to be doing this. But, beating up Jewish people or whatever's going on here. I know there's quite a bit going on because it's making headlines. Look, the terror group Hamas started this, okay? And they started lobbing rockets into Tel Aviv and other towns in Israel, and they started killing Israeli children. Well, after a few days of this, or a week or whatever it was, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel said enough is enough. And he sent the Air Force in and started blowing up Hamas's headquarters, their leaders' apartment buildings, and so on and so forth. And yes, unfortunately, some Palestinian children have died, but they started it. And as of today, they've lobbed over 4,000 rockets into Israel from, there's even reports of them coming out of Iran and Syria, as well as the Gaza Strip. So you've got Iran backing these guys because they always back terrorists. You've got other terror groups jumping in on the action now, and you've got Hamas killing Israelites right and left, and yet our media, and there's protests in big cities around the country now backing the Palestinians, calling for stop the genocide. Come on, people. Israel's not committing genocide. Israel is defending themselves. Then we have Ilhan Omar, we've got Rashida Tlaib, we've got AOC and gang and the rest of the crew up there voting. They actually voted a few days ago to cut off military supplies to Israel to where Israel can't defend themselves anymore. My God, people, what is going on here? The United States, I'm just going to back up and say this real quick. Israel is the only nation in the history of the world that has been Israel since the beginning of time. True story. The only one. The only nation on planet Earth that has been named and titled in the Holy Bible and in the book of Judaism, I think it's called the Torah, and the rest, that had from the beginning of time been Israel. Jerusalem has been there since nearly the beginning of recorded history, okay? And you have terrorists lobbing rockets into this place, killing these people, and our media And our liberal politicians and our radical Islamic terrorists, Rashida Tlaib and the like, are backing the Palestinians and saying the Jews are committing genocide. This is infuriating, absolutely infuriating. And where is the president? Where is the president? Why is our White House not defending vocally, globally, Israel? Israel's been our ally since 1948 when Truman, I guess it was Truman, signed the pacts to form Israel, and we've been supporting them ever since, as we should keep supporting them. They are good people. And by the way, I'm going to close with this one thought. Did you know you can be a Palestinian in the Gaza Strip, get hurt, and Israel will let you go to one of their hospitals? Did you know that? I saw that on 60 Minutes a year or so ago. You can actually be somebody that's been trying to harm them, go to them and say, I need medical attention, and they will put you in one of their hospitals. That's incredible. And yet they're the enemy, and they still do it because they respect mankind and they respect what God taught. And that's enough of that subject. We'll go on to another one. Greg Abbott the other day became another national hero for conservatism. He signed into law what I guess is loosely referred to as a heartbeat bill, meaning that now in the state of Texas, if the child in the womb has a heartbeat, there will be no more abortions performed. End of conversation. And I got to say, I love it. Hats off to you, Governor Abbott. Thank you for respecting life and respecting humanity. And we're proud of you on the conservative side of the fence. And let's jump on to Governor Whitmer for a minute. She's been busted again. Governor Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, has been busted again. Remember, she's the one that has all the mandates for social distancing, wearing the mask, and on and on and on. Beside her little trip to Florida that she took on the private jet, that's still being discussed and debated. Apparently, there was some illegal stuff going on there that governors aren't supposed to do. She now, excuse me, she now has been busted via photograph in a bar with a whole bunch of people around a couple of tables, no social distancing, no mask, and in direct confrontation to her laws that she signed into place that she has yet to lift. So, Governor Whitmer, you just keep stepping in it, which brings up, we now have some great Republican candidates, Tudor Dixon being one, that are running for the Republican nomination to run against Whitmer next year. So Create Change Now will be backing one of these. We'll need your support to help back them. The unique thing, I want to address this real briefly. The unique thing about a PAC is we can support candidates, as you well know. Okay, we can give them money if we have money. We can give them boots on the ground through volunteering. We can do a lot of things for them, but the big thing we can do for them is we can run negative advertising against their opponents. Now, why is that important? Because most voters don't like negative advertising coming from that particular candidate. For instance, if I were running for governor of Iowa, the voters here really don't like it if I get on camera and I say, oh my God, you're not going to believe this governor of Iowa, folks, that we've currently got, blah, 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 we need to get rid of, blah, blah, blah. They molest sheep, they do whatever, okay? We can't do that, because if we do, the voters will turn against me. However, a super PAC can come in because the voters know it's from a super PAC. And a lot of these ads, as you well know, are sometimes pretty humorous in and of themselves. But remember John Kerry and the Swift Boat? Well, the Swift Boaters ran all those ads talking about John Kerry and his failures in Vietnam and working on the swift boats that went up the rivers and so on and so forth. Well, those ads were actually very effective and they were run. Matter of fact, Kerry blames his loss on those ads. So at any rate, you can get an idea of what a super PAC can do. So that's why sometimes instead of donating directly to a candidate, you actually want to help support a super PAC because they can get down in the dirt and do things that candidates and their management staff will scream if they try to do, because it actually hurts the candidate. Whereas the super PAC can do it and it's actually helps, aids, and abets the candidate. So keep that in mind. So we're going to be supporting somebody in Michigan very soon, and we're going to need your help to do that. Not to sound like a televangelist, but go to createchange.org, not com, but org, createchange.org, and you can click on the donate button there. Or I think our address is up there, P.O. Box 591, Stewart, Iowa. At any rate, vaccine passports. I saw a cute meme a little while ago. Some of these memes on Facebook are just hysterical. But it had, remember Festus Hagen from Gunsmoke, the deputy that rode the mule? Well, he's on this meme, and it says, I forget exactly how it was, but how come the Democrats like vaccine passports but don't like a voter ID? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Well, it does. And now, in the interest of honesty, I will be honest. I did have the Pfizer vaccine, but my doctor said, Ken, here's the deal. If you don't do this and you do catch COVID, we're probably going to be sending flowers to your wife because I have several issues that make me prone to not making it through a COVID affliction. So I took the coward's way out and took the vaccine, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But vaccine passports to get into Walmart, to fly on an airplane, to go to a casino or a restaurant, no, that's against the American way. You know, as far as mandating that all of America get a vaccine, no, I don't agree with that. You should have the right. If you want to get one, get one. If you don't, don't. Now, if we had a mass plague where, 10,000 people a day are dying for months on end, and we can readily see where we're fixing to lose 50 million Americans, yeah, I'd probably go along with it. At that point in time, you're talking about national security. You're talking about the survivability of your nation. You're talking, you've got to take drastic measures, but none of that's happening. I mean, this stuff is not really any worse than the flu. I just didn't want to get it because of my predispositions to being a diabetic and a couple of other reasons. It would do some serious damage to me. So personally, I decided to take the Pfizer vaccine. We've got some great candidates that we've already supported and came out and endorsed. Jan Morgan is a fire breather from Arkansas. She's running for the U.S. Congress against a rhino by the name of John Boozman. And she's lighting it up in that state. Arkansas, good job. Good job. Get behind Jan. Jan will serve you well. She is a devoted conservative, a Christian, a mother, a wife, owns a gun range. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, she teaches people how to shoot, okay? What more could we ask for on Capitol Hill? And with that said, I'm going to start closing this out now. This is my first broadcast under this format, and we're going to be doing them every day. As soon as I get a definite time, I'll let you know what that time is. But I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you, Ted Nugent, for jumping on board with us. He's behind us. He's been talking about us. By the way, if you guys want to have a great time, you need to watch Ted Nugent's. He does a broadcast every afternoon and evening. He jumps around because they're editing him so much. He's trying to avoid the fact checkers and editors. But get on. I think you can subscribe or something to where you'll get a notification just before he goes live. But you guys need to watch some of his fireside chats and his broadcasts. They are hysterically funny. Parts of them are, and parts of them are stone cold dead serious. You know Uncle Ted. You know what he's like. He's a great American patriot. He loves this country. And you can even get partially a free concert every night. It seems like he grabs his guitar every night and does something. And that's always a lot of fun. My God, that guy can play guitar. I wish I could play like he does. And lastly, part of our outreach to America is also boycotting. And now we have Netflix. And I want to close out with this. Netflix has decided that they love Gavin Newsom in California, so much so that they donated $3 million to his campaign to survive the recall election. Come on, guys. You're talking about an idiot that has killed the California economy. My daughter's one of the victims. I mean, their winery shut down and she lost her job. And this was a really good job she had. It was a very high paying job and she lost it. And this guy's driven up the taxes out there, cost tens of thousands of businesses to shut down, hundreds of thousands of jobs, maybe more, I don't know. And he's just crippled that state. And it's ridiculous. And now Netflix is giving him $3 million. So bad that the California residents, hundreds of thousands, maybe over a million, signed recall petitions forcing the recall election. That's how many people sign these petitions, okay? And they're forcing the recall election. And what does Netflix do? They jump in and they decide they like this guy. I'm amazed. I am amazed. So amazed that I'm going to cancel my Netflix subscription. And I really like Netflix. I love the series The Crown. I watch it all the time. It's a great, they got great programming on there. And I don't have to put up with a whole bunch of advertising and things like that. And I really like Netflix. Watch it on my phone sometimes. And for them to do that, it's just appalling. So with that said, I'm going to sign off now. I will see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, go to createchange.org. Join us, become a volunteer. There's a questionnaire on there. You can tell us what it is you'd like to do. We're going to be needing organizers in states coming up because we're going to be holding events in states like Arkansas and Colorado and other states. So I'm going to need volunteers in those states to help us organize and be boots on the ground to have these big rallies. And Uncle Ted's going to be at some of them, which he'll no doubt bring his friends. And one of his friends, I'm told, that loves to come along and join some of this stuff is Kid Rock. So I can't promise you that. I'm just telling you, I've been told he and Kid Rock are really good friends and they love to perform together. So we'll see. At any rate, go there, join us, donate. Help us get this thing started. We need to print signs. We've got a lot of things going on, and we're going to need your help. And I'll see you tomorrow, and you guys take it easy, and we'll talk to you later. Stay safe. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.